Alrighty, question number 2.
Wait, shouldn't I ask that?
Fine, be
Should
that
I
way.
talk at all of this episode?
No,
Okay.
you should never. No, we don't need less other. No, kidding. Hey guys, welcome back to Screen Queen Stream. We're your hosts. I'm Jessica Cameron.
And I'm Heather Dorff.
And today I am super excited because we are bringing you our Women in Horror Month special featuring 2 lovely ladies that I adore and am blessed enough to call friends, as well as women that I greatly respect, Miss Brooke Lewis and Staci Layne Wilson. Thank you guys. So when I was researching, because I've known you guys forever, but I wanted to make sure that I was getting really, really specific when I was researching you both. And let me just tell you that the amount of research that I did blew me away even more. So as somebody who's known you, I think I already knew how impressive you were, but then reading all of your accolades in print, first of all, it's too much to say inside of one 30-minute episodes. The words award-winning, I feel, are the best way to describe each of you, not only in your film career, but in every single endeavor. So if you guys are not familiar, we will be sure to put some links down below so you can find out more about these lovely ladies. So Brooke originally got her start in Philadelphia and then she moved to New York. She's an accomplished actress, producer, filmmaker, has ventured off into writing, does work at nonprofit organizations, helps out various charities, has 2 different divisions of a makeup line. We'll get into that a little bit later. Staci comes from a Hollywood family, so of course it was only a natural progression that she would be involved in the entertainment industry. However, she's also done a ridiculous amount of writing, including horsebook writing manuals,
Exactly.
Horror novels,
Why not?
reviews. She's worked for Fangoria, Rue Morgue, every genre publication under the sun in both print and web. She is an accomplished writer, filmmaker, as well as model. So let's just jump into it. Now that I took up 3
My
minutes.
most impressive credit. That's working with Heather Dorff here.
Yes. Oh, that's right.
In
Yes.
her short
With the
film.
book?
Yeah, not with my daughter. She plays the daughter. So yeah.
Dear, this is true.
So question number 1, I wanted to ask Brooke, how did you get started into acting? And Staci, what made you start writing and directing?
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay.
Sure.
Brooke's like, Staci. Writing came naturally because my mom is a writer, and so that just kind of was what I grew up with. And then directing, like you said, I grew up in LA, so it's just kind of happened. It was not really planned, but it's been going on for many years now, so I guess I'm in it.
Yeah.
So for me, acting, coming from, so my parents were divorced when I was 2, and I was raised alone, as an only child until my sister was born years later through my dad's second marriage. So for me, I was the kid who was like the crazy one glued to the TV, seriously, who would talk to the characters on TV and in films. And I think that I was a very emotional and dramatic child. No surprise to the viewers there, I'm sure, or my friends here. And so acting was an outlet for me. I started taking acting lessons and classes very early on in community theater back in Philadelphia. It was an artistic outlet for me to kind of express my emotions and to get grounded and creative.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's amazing. See, and I had no idea. I want to ask that question because obviously there's so much research, and I encourage you guys to go off and seek your own research on these 2 because again, it's fascinating. But I couldn't actually find the actual pinpoint reason. I found every step you took when you decided to do it, but I couldn't find the pinpoint reason. That's why I was like, let me ask.
All right, since both of you have done so many different jobs in this industry, what would you say is your favorite hat to wear? And we'll start with you, Brooke, and then
Thank you. Without question, hands down, acting, actress, all the way. Jess knows this. We've all had conversations about this. And truly, everything I've ever done outside of acting is to create an opportunity or a medium for me to act, as Staci knows, who has gifted me and written amazing roles for me to act in. We've worked together. So that's my answer, but that's why. And unfortunately, I have to say I'm a pretty good producer, but I do it only to act.
Well, I don't like acting.
That's why we're best friends.
Right? But I do love writing, so that's really my passion, is writing, whether it's books, screenplays, blogs, you name it, I can write it.
You're also one of the fastest writers, if I'm not mistaken.
That's true.
Yes.
Lots of practice.
As far as
Yeah.
professional quality writing in ridiculous speed and accuracy.
Well, that's my journalistic background, so yeah.
But it's
Deadlines,
phenomenal.
Deadlines.
That's the thing
Yeah.
that's blown me away whenever I talk to people that have worked with you. They're like, not only is she a great writer, but she's so fast, which is so uncommon.
it really is. truly is.
So, as we all know here, tuning into this channel, February is Women in Horror Month. So I wanted to take a moment and ask you both, what does that mean to you? And reminder, we can be honest and upfront on this channel, so definitely don't hold back.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with it. I understand, like, some people say, well, why don't we have a man day every day? Or, you know, I mean, why don't we
Pretty
have...
sure that's
Yeah.
300.
I'm pretty sure it's every other day.
Right, exactly. But I don't know. I feel like it just brings attention to the issue for people, and I don't mind celebrating it. Absolutely not. So I don't have an issue with it. I hope that there is some time that we don't need it, but that, yeah. But hey, we're happy to celebrate here today.
For me, I said it on the carpet at the Spike TV Scream Awards 2009, right before I met you, right when I met you, right before I met you in 2010. And I will go into real quickly, I said a scream queen. They asked what a scream queen was, and I said, to me, it is a sexy, powerful woman acting in the horror genre. And so branching out from there, just women in horror in general, for me, having come from Broadway and network sitcoms before the horror genre, I feel that in horror it has created opportunities for women, especially I'll speak from an actor's standpoint, you know, that it has always embraced, in my opinion, a broader audience for the actor. Like for an actress, and I embrace this, it's something I talk about with female empowerment a lot, is I feel that the horror genre welcomes women with curves, women of different ethnicities, different races, different backgrounds. It's been, I think, for a long time, a genre that has really embraced women in general. And so I've always been so drawn to that.
I love that you mentioned that, because that's something that I often say, but I always forget to say it in a public forum. The fact that as an actor, I do feel that the curvier women are more embraced within the genre than any other aspect of film and television.
Yep.
You know, like, size isn't held against you, whatever your size is, so long as you're confident, it doesn't matter. And also, side note, there is my spirit squirrel. He's curvy as fuck. And did you notice that, like, that
I
little,
see him.
that
Yeah.
chunky, curvy little squirrel? I just thought it was really funny that as you, like, mentioned that, I'm like, oh my god, that squirrel is me.
And he's showing us his booty.
Right? Yeah, I told you. The similarities don't just stop there. By the way, we are filming this at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, so shout out to them. If you haven't been here and you've come to LA, you're missing out. It's a beautiful cemetery filled with some really wonderful historical grave sites.
That is true. So, who are some women, or maybe the most important woman, who has inspired you the most?
Well, I would say my mom.
Aw.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's true because my parents also divorced when I was very young, so my mom raised me. And she's a very strong, independent woman and a writer, so I think that's probably the main reason that I fell into those high-heeled footsteps.
We love Bunny Bacon, and everybody read her book because I'm obsessed.
Oh, right.
Okay, with her old Hollywood extravaganzas. For me, oh my gosh, so many women, but I'm an old soul, and I'm an old Hollywood soul, and so everywhere you will see, and you've probably seen it even on IMDb, I'm an Elizabeth Taylor fanatic, obsessed, crazy person, and Mae West. So Mae West to me was such an inspiration. Again, she was like my height, my body type, curvy, and she took Hollywood by storm at a time when, you guys know, women were not allowed. She beat the boys club, and so that to me, oh, I got chills just now. That to me is a huge inspiration.
Those are some really good answers.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
those are, first time, honestly.
The Me Too movement, which has rapidly hit our industry. I wanted to know if it's affected you in your business, and if so, how?
How so? What do you mean affected me?
Either way, has it affected your filmmaking, your writing, your producing, your ability to get jobs, your ability to keep jobs? Oh, sorry.
Okay, that's all
That's
right.
all right.
Start up
There's
from
the
the top
alarm.
of that, yeah.
Yeah, hold on, give me one sec.
Start
No,
from
I
there.
have an
Since
answer.
you were responding.
Right. Well, yeah, to a degree, I actually just started a horror anthology of short stories all set in Hollywood, and it's called City of Devils. And one of the short stories actually was inspired by that. A Harvey Weinstein-esque character gets his comeuppance, and that may not have been a story that I would have written before, but yeah, that's one of the things that I can say. It has affected my creativity. But aside from that, no, I still am getting the same amount of jobs and work and everything that I did before. So.
Well, and you work with a lot of strong women behind the scenes as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
I know
But both.
several
I
of
mean,
your
men
films.
and women.
Oh, men and women,
Yeah.
of course, absolutely. But I feel like more women than a lot of other contemporary filmmakers have. When I look at your filmography, you've worked with Blancpain Productions, which
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
Jennifer Bean is a
Jennifer,
very
yeah,
prominent figure in it,
Right.
which I think is so wonderful and so great, because I feel like that's what we need more of, like more women behind the scenes taking a really strong role and working together.
Yeah.
And I also love that she, as well as you, are like such strong independent women. To see you working together in harmony, I think is really great.
And Brooke and I have worked together
Yes, of
many
course.
times as
Many times,
well.
that's a
so,
given.
Yeah.
Well, we have to mention that too,
Yeah,
because
but
you guys
I
made
am
one of my
cognizant,
favorite
though,
shorts I've
of-
ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh,
thanks.
thank you.
Yeah, of, thinking, okay, so how can I sort of diversify my surroundings with, the genders or, different races, and I am cognizant of that, yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. And important, really.
Yeah, I think
truly.
so. I mean, we have to set an example, and, that if the audience sees different people on camera and behind the camera, then they feel like, well, maybe I can do that too, and I do feel like it's empowering.
Do you want me to add to that?
Yeah, well, how if it's affected you, and who knows, like, there's no wrong answers here. So if the answer is like,
Yeah.
no, it's not affected me at all, then that's okay too.
Yeah.
So, no, and I'm going to quickly, I'll make it fast, but I'll speak truthfully, and it's something I've been asked to speak. I'm also a board-certified life coach and female empowerment, expert, and I've been talking about this a lot in the media, and so I just want to say this, that, look, let's be honest, I know these two very well for many years. I know you a little bit. I know for a fact I'm not the only one. I'm going to take it to a different point here. I'm not the only one who has been sexually harassed at any point in time on a set or on a TV set. I'm not the only one who has been disrespected because I'm a woman on a set, on a TV set, whatever. So it happens. I'm not defending it in any way, but I am at the point where I'm very frustrated with it constantly being an issue in Hollywood and constantly being an issue in our industry, because I feel, and again, I know this about me, I know this about Jessica, like when you're truly empowered, and this is in my humble opinion, I don't want to ever make any of the other women wrong for this, but I just know that if we were on a set and a guy like grabbed our asses disrespectfully or something, I know Jessica and I would punch him in the face. You know what I mean? So it's really, remember ladies, it's the power of your choices. Choose powerfully. That's all I have to say. And let's stop making excuses, because we're all equal. Gender, race, equal.
I think that that's really powerful, and I love how you paraphrased it by saying we're not blaming the women or how they acted, but I do think how we respond is very important.
Yep.
And I've had this discussion prior to the Me Too movement with people that I've been on set with, where they've come to me after they've let something get out of hand. Again, it's not their fault. I am not blaming them. But I did explain to them, I was like, although you absolutely should address it now that it's out of hand, you also, I think, need to understand that it would have been easier on you and everyone involved had you approached them from the beginning. The first time they were a little bit inappropriate,
Absolutely.
saying, hey, that doesn't make me feel good, here's why, please don't treat me that way, as opposed to after 2 months of them doing it and it becoming a normal behavior for them. Right? Not that they were ever right to begin with.
No.
It should never be. It's a sad thing that we have to, but I do think we have to understand that our words and our actions have power. I love how you said that, because you're absolutely right. You grab me, you're getting clocked. I don't care. Like, here's the
I
thing.
know this.
But exactly, like, I don't care. The location or the context is irrelevant to me, right? Like, so whether we're on a film set or I'm walking down the street, like, it doesn't really matter. You do that, this is my immediate reaction, and I don't care if you think that you're powerful.
Right. I just want to add one quick thing. Sorry, I don't make it about the
Oh, that's
episode,
all right.
but a mentor of mine, a female mentor, director, 15 years ago when I moved to Hollywood, we were talking about something similar, and she said to me, I said, what is your secret to success as a woman in this industry? And this is 15 years ago. And she said to me, Brooke, you have to always be willing to walk. And I hold that to my heart to this day, because that's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, you do have to be willing to walk.
And that means just like walk away from the opportunity, walk away from the people, walk away from the work, the job, etc. I think actually that's just great advice for life. Not just industry specific, but just for how you live your life in general.
So you both have worked in many genres in film, but what is it about horror that you just love? And I think we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, so maybe anything else other than just the fact that it empowers women probably more than any other genre. What else about horror do you guys love?
Well, in my case, I love the fact that with horror, there are so many different facets to it, whether it's a slasher, serial killer, a ghost story, all those different things, and many types of thrillers can also fall into the genre of horror. So as a writer and a storyteller, I love the fact that I'm never bored. I'm never stuck with one particular formula.
Right. Yeah. Horror encompasses quite a lot. It really does. We were just talking about rom-coms and how a lot of them follow the exact same formula.
All of them follow the exact same formula.
Comedic timing and suspense are, pretty much go hand in hand.
They do.
Just with a different punchline.
Yep.
I just love the dark side. I love and everybody thinks I'm such a comedy girl, and I love comedy too, but I love how horror taps into the mystery, the dark side, whether you're an audience member or in it, in front of the scenes, behind the scenes, it doesn't matter. Like, it allows you to tap into the sexy, mysterious, unknown, and kind of from a pop culture standpoint, remove us from whatever's going on, in your own personal space inside of that day. And I love what Staci said too, because everybody knows when we do interviews, like, we're De Palma junkies, Brian De Palma, right? So, and we kind of, she wrote psychotherapy based on that. And so Dress to Kill and Blowout, all those old De Palma films, I mean, the roles are amazing.
Carrie, that's an excellent woman in horror, example, for sure. Yeah.
For sure.
Thank you guys so very much for watching, because this episode is filled with so much awesome information, because these two ladies are quite brilliant. We're going to break this up into 2 episodes.
Yes.
Definitely. So don't forget to like button down below, and also subscribe. Check out our Patreon and follow these lovely ladies on all their socials. Bye.
Thank you so much for checking out Scream Queen Stream. We hope you loved it as much as we do.
If you want to see more of our videos, check out our YouTube page. And while you're there, how about you subscribe? You want to see more? Just tweet us. Find us on Facebook. Join in on the fun.
And most importantly, if you really want to join us on this crazy ride, check out our Patreon page and become a patron for amazing, awesome perks that we give out monthly.
As well as early access to all of our videos.
Free giveaways.
And a whole lot more fun shit.
So check it out.
We'll see you there.
Stay bloody.
You stole my tagline.
I did.
You're a horrible friend.